What is up, guys? Welcome back to Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another character spotlight video for this week. This one is going to be doing a special one since, of course, we know that Michonne is going to be leaving, of course, in, episode probably 12 is what we're looking at for Season 10 of The Walking Dead. I wanted to go ahead and do, of course, for this week, probably one of the most special spotlights ever since, of course, this character will be gone very soon. Let's go ahead and do a character spotlight video for Michonne from The Walking Dead.
We silence the whispers.
Okay, guys, so this is going to be doing another character spotlight video for this week. This one is, one that I wanted to go ahead and do mainly because I feel like Michonne's character really is one of those characters in the series that, I'm kind of still in shock that she's even leaving. I mean, that's really the one thing, is that I just kind of really can't believe she's even leaving. And, Andrew Lincoln, he left mainly because of, he wanted to be with his family, but Denai Guerrera, I understand it a little less this time. I don't really understand as much of why she wanted to leave. She kind of shared a little bit of stuff at Comic-Con, but it wasn't very clear on really why she really wanted to leave the series. So, hopefully we'll get more information on that, but I don't know. It really kind of annoyed me that she kind of just left, mainly just because, I get it, she's been a character in the show for a long time, but she hasn't even been there since the first season, so, for me, that's kind of weird, but, I do understand it, she's had a lot of time throughout the show, and if she wants to leave now, it makes sense, but, let's go through and talk about her character from, the Season 2 finale all the way up to, now. So, of course, she's introduced in the Walking Dead Season 2 finale, of course, by saving Andrea, and as soon as we saw her, we see the walker pets, and it's just like, whoa, like, who is this, and at the time of watching the series, I did not read the comics, so I did not know that she was a character in the comics, but in Season 3, of course, when we get to see her chopping some zombies, and we're like, okay, this has to be the same lady, and we get to see Andrea, of course, her and Andrea have kind of been walking throughout the entire winter, and, of course, they're introduced to Woodbury by Merle, of course, at first. So, of course, we have that, and Michonne, doesn't trust the governor, and Andrea kind of does. And it's kind of weird how, really this whole time, Andrea didn't even consider the idea that the governor was bad, She just, she was that into him, I guess. I don't know, but that's Andrea for you. So, I don't know, but, Andrea, yeah, anyway, Andrea, she kind of had a little bit of a crush on the governor at first, and then it kind of turned into a little something between the two of them, and Michonne, really didn't care. She just left, because she wanted out of there, and of course, Merle chases after her, which I have to say, that episode was really entertaining when he's, chasing after her, and she jumps down the tree, chops the guys or whatever, and he shoots at her and gets her in the leg, too, which I thought was really cool, and then, of course, she slices the zombie, and the guts just go all over her, and she kind of discovers the zombie gets tricked by that, so, accidentally, not doing it on purpose. No, she actually didn't really know that you could do that. She probably thought that, chopping jaws and chopping arms is the only way that the zombies won't come at you. But no, there's another way. Put zombie guts all over you. However, we just, of course, recently with the Whispers, have discovered another way to, trick the zombies, where you wear a dead mask and you kind of walk around among the dead, and the dead don't think you're one of, the dead don't think you're alive. So, pretty cool stuff. So, of course, she goes to the prison, and Rick and the others don't trust her, she lets them know about Woodbury, but they do not trust her, and, they take a shot at it because, of course, Glenn and Maggie, and that type of deal, but they don't believe her. They really don't trust her. Rick doesn't trust her for a long, long time, and even to the point where, of course, they go to Woodbury, they get them back, but, of course, Daryl gets captured in the process, and, of course, also, Michonne kills the governor's zombie daughter, right? I almost said just daughter, but really, zombie daughter. And, of course, he's like, it's me you want, huh? Like, he really does not want her to hurt her. And even though she's dead already, she's pretty much dead already, right? And, basically, she wants to make him angry. So, she kills the zombie daughter. Of course, the governor comes at her. And actually, dude, you'd think the governor would actually do well, but actually, Michonne actually, I'd say, wins that fight. Of course, mainly, I want to say the eye, glass, part. So, that's surprising to me. Because when I saw the episode 3, I was like, oh man, Michonne is screwed. But no, she actually did really good. So yeah, and of course the governor, that just pushes him over the edge even more, I feel like, with the daughter thing and the eye thing and stuff like that. He really wants to kill Michonne. So, of course, there's fighting back throughout the episodes, and there's even the episode Clear, of course, where she goes with, Rick and Carl, which I thought was pretty cool as well, to kind of see her earn her keep, that type of deal. I think that's why she did it, and also just to help, simply. But, after all of that, Rick even considers at the meeting with the governor to actually give Michonne over. And of course, he doesn't really tell the group too much aside from Daryl and Herschel, but they don't agree with it, that type of deal. It ain't honest, man, as Daryl says, And Herschel's like, no, it isn't. And he walks away, pops away. So anyway, we get to see that, of course, but I don't really agree with Rick, his decision here of giving over Michonne to the governor. Full well things are going to go bad anyway, and he's not going to leave this be. You'll give Michonne fine, but that's really just you acting reckless and stupid, because full well the governor's not going to leave you alone even after that. Maybe for a little while at least, but maybe kind of trick them, make the group think that he's kind of made peace with them, and then he attacks them at the last minute. That's what the governor does, so we have that. But Merle takes her, and we get to see that Merle really is redeemed in the episode, and he lets Michonne go, and he wants to kill the governor on his own. Of course it doesn't work out, but I like how Michonne really becomes one of the group at that point. So in season 4 we get to see that she's out there a lot looking for the governor. It's been all these months, and she's really not letting this go. She's really not. It's one of those things where she's like, she needs clarification. She needs to, she needs to find him. She needs to do something, because she knows full well that the governor, she's not going to believe he's dead until she sees it. And, of course we got to see the 2, flashback episodes with the governor, but just when they're least expecting it, her and Herschel, actually get captured. So, of course, I like how she says to the governor in the episode, I'm going to kill you. And he's like, no, you won't. I'm going to take him. And Herschel's like, stop it, and then look what she does, like he beats up Rick, and of course she wasn't there to maybe stop it sooner, but she did take down the governor in the end, just like she wanted to, and she's been looking for months, and just like she said, and then a couple hours later she actually kills him. She actually takes him down. So I just love that. I think that's so cool, and it's really, really cool to see Michonne finally actually get revenge on the governor for Andrea, for everything. Honestly, yeah, it was really cool to see. So, of course, after that, everybody's kind of split up, and I really like the episode where she finds Rick and Carl, but we also get to see a little bit of her past in that episode as well, with Mike and Terry, and kind of things, them turning into the dead, and the world slowly turning into what it is now from what it was, and she doesn't have her baby anymore, she's freaking out, and then, we find out it was a bad dream. But I really like it, the sword through the knife thing. It's like, yeah, sure, that would fit, right? And, because you have, like, all these tiny knives, and Michonne puts the sword through, and it just fits perfectly. I'm just like, yeah, that's a dream right there. That's what confirms for us that it's a dream, but of course when she wakes up, she kind of needs to go do something else, so she takes her anger out on zombies pretty much. And, of course, she finds Rick at the end of the episode by following some foot tracks and stuff like that. That's pretty much what it is. So she finds Rick and Carl. They, of course, decide to go to find supplies, her and Carl together. And I like how she bonds with Carl throughout the episode. I thought it was pretty cool. And, of course, not only that, but Carl, still thinks Judith is dead at the time, so it kind of makes sense why he's acting like that. But she tries to make him laugh and stuff like that. But she answers a few of his questions that I thought was pretty interesting as well about how many kids she had and stuff like that, and we find out his name was Andre, and stuff like that. So, some decent development for Michonne. I really think season 4 is one of those seasons that Michonne really gets a lot of time. So that aspect I like a lot. So we get that, of course, but they go to Terminus. So, of course, they go to Terminus. We also have, right before that, of course, Joe, who attacks them, and we have Michonne, who actually shoots 2 of the guys. I remember specifically, she's like, turns around, so she really, she really defended Carl in that episode. So did Rick, of course, was specifically the neck bite. And I remember Daryl, Michonne, and Carl, they're still looking at him like, what? So yeah, that, I would be too, honestly, seeing Rick do something like that, used to be police officer, hey, you wouldn't expect that. So, but Rick was going to do anything just to get back to Carl, Michonne, and Daryl. So, Yeah. So yeah, I really like that. But they go to Terminus, of course. Michonne does get her sword taken away from her, of course, once they're in the train car. I like how she makes, like, the wooden stick, edges thing or whatever, and she's killing the zombies with it as they get out of the train car. Of course, she carries around a machine gun after a while after Terminus, of course, until they defeat the Terminus people, and she kind of, she's like, oh, wait, this dead lady in the church, she had my sword, so she kind of lifts up the sword, and she's like, yes, So, Michonne gets her sword back, which was really cool, and we get to see her meet up with Daryl again, and she asks where Carol is, and then they do the stupid cliffhanger, which I never understood, but, it was cool. I hate how it ended. It was very, like, an awkward ending to an episode. Daryl's just like, come on out, and the screen just goes black. So, of course, around this time here, Michonne, and she wants to find a home for them. Beth has died, Tyrese has died, she wants to find a home for them, and Rick's like, okay, let's go to Washington. What else are we gonna do, really? And Rick doesn't really trust Aaron. When they first meet him, Rick doesn't trust him. A lot of people don't either. I don't think Glenn or Abraham or anybody, Daryl, they don't trust him. But Michonne wants to give it a chance because she wants a home for all of them, and she was right. She's a very good judge of character. I'll give her that. Because Aaron is, a good character. He's a good guy, and she's really the only one that knew it. So, I like how she asks him the questions in the car, too. How many walkers have you killed? I'm sorry, what? How many? So, yeah, anyway, he's like, I don't know, a lot. He's like, man, these people really are asking a lot of questions, but rightfully so, But Michonne is the only one that believes him, and then, she really proves Rick wrong when Rick sees how weak and how amazing Alexandria is, but how weak the people are there. It's like, yeah, we don't have anything to worry about. They're Nicholas, Aiden, we don't have anything to worry about. There's so many weak people. Spencer, Deanna, she's not the toughest. Nobody's really that tough in the community as it is anyway. They could easily take Alexandria if they wanted to, but they didn't, I felt like Rick was almost coming close to maybe wanting to do that around the time of when he was fighting Pete. He pulled out the gun. I was like, man, is he going to try to get the group to just take Alexandria or something for themselves? But no, he didn't do that. And, either way, I don't think it would have mattered because most of the Alexandrians at this point are dead, but, which is crazy, but most of them are, except for Heath that's maybe out there somewhere, Scott, of course, which, we'll have to see what they do with him, but, like, seriously, there's really not many Alexandria members left, so, yeah, so we get to see, of course, Michonne, kind of assemble into the community. She really believes in this place, and she even knocks Rick out, too, because of how much she wants this place to work. So, of course, we have the meeting and stuff like that, everything that goes down there, and then she kind of decides to take her sword off the wall, because that's Michonne. She's not going to back down, and especially with the wolves coming, the zombie herd, she's got to be ready. So, we have, of course, the zombie herd that's on their trail. They're trying to get back home, and I remember specifically Michonne kind of telling the guy, you're gonna make it back home, even though you're big, you're gonna make it back to your wife. No, you're not, and she kind of just wipes it off her hand or whatever, the writing on her hand, like she's like, you're getting home. She just wipes it off later on. So it's sad. It is. It's kind of sad when the guy dies, but specifically Glenn, who she believed to be, she believed that Glenn was probably dead at that time, and that's why she kept looking up for a signal, and it makes me so sad, even though I know Glenn's not dead at the time, but when Michonne looks for a signal, and she just looks up at the sky and stuff, and Rick's trying to get in contact with Glenn, some of that stuff is just really sad, man. Even, I think it's more so because Glenn dies not that soon, or not that long after, so, yeah, but we get to see, her, say her goodbyes to Deanna, of course. We get to see her and Rick get together, of course, after the time skip, which I really like that a lot. I think that was a really cool idea, and I really like how they handled their relationship throughout the show. I thought it was really cool. So, yeah, we got the Saviors coming in, of course, the huge Season 7 premiere where I remember some people were thinking she was going to die at that time, but I didn't. I didn't think they were going to do that. So, we got that, of course, but I really do specifically like in this, around this time, how Michonne, she's the only one of the only ones that actually want to fight back against Saviors. Rosita too, Carl too, but specifically Michonne, she's going out there, she's practicing, Rick even calls her out on it and stuff like that, and when Rick says, we have to give up our guns, all of them, she's like, we can't, it's like, no, what are you doing, and she's really the one character that's motivated to fight the Saviors. So, I like everything they did, except for the episode with her and Rick. I thought that was a little, I don't know, say yes. It was decent, you know, but I like how it sets up for Rick now being gone. You know, she said, I can't lose you, and Rick's just like, you can, that type of deal. And if it's me that doesn't make it, you're going to have to lead the others forward because you're the one who can. And it's like, well, maybe for a little bit, but now Michonne's going to leave too, you know, so it's like, oh my god, you know. But of course, in Season 8, the huge death of Carl really bothers her, I think, really makes her, you know, really wake up to how crazy fighting the Saviors really is, and Carl, you know, being bitten dies just like that is really crazy. But I really like when she reads the letter to Negan on the walkie-talkie. I thought that was also really cool. Yeah, anyway, really cool stuff. So we got All Out War. So after the time skip, of course, now this was a huge time for her, of course. The death, at least her opinion, what she thinks is the death of Rick. So after the time skip, I mean, we really see that she doesn't trust people, which rightfully so, because what she went through with, you know, man, what was her name? Jocelyn, right? Am I right? Jocelyn? Yeah, I think it was Jocelyn, right? Why do I feel like that's not her name? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think her name is Jocelyn. But I'm gonna go with that. So, of course, we get to see that you know, they've been best friends for a long time. But in the zombie apocalypse, man, you really can't trust anyone. And she almost doesn't get to Judith because of her, you know. And of course, she has to kill a bunch of kids, which just the transition from her chopping the kids to, you know, the zombies in the current time, trying to find Judith both times, in the current and in the past, trying to find Judith. This is why Scars was just so amazing in my opinion. But what she went through in that episode, you can understand why she doesn't trust Magna, why she doesn't trust any new people, why she wants to kind of stay at Alexandria. But as the Whispers come in, she kind of decides to let them go to the fair, and she kind of changes her mind. Of course, she's there at the fair, she's there with the Pikes, and, you know, she's there in the Winter Storm and all that stuff. Not too much with her, you know, around this time, but actually, she did actually get Gabriel to sign the charter thing or whatever instead of her. She said it should be the head of the council. So I like that as well. I think that's really cool. So, in Season 10, so what has she been doing recently? So, you know, I mean, you know, we have really her and Aaron, of course, they're crossing the bridge, and, you know, Rick, she mentions how she lost Rick on a bridge, which I thought was really cool as well. The story about the brave man I thought was really cool as well. I like it when he's just like, I'm sick of being nice or whatever. Aaron says that to Michonne, and she's like, well, good, you know, because nice never got me anywhere, but smart did, you know. So I like that, of course. And you know, of course, we got the waves of walkers coming. We got the satellite, and you know, of course, she leaves Alexandria, goes to Hilltop, and then immediately goes to Oceanside, where she meets Virgil, and then of course, finding out that he's got a lot of guns at his island, and you know, she'll help him get back. Which we'll have to see if we can trust him. I still don't know 100% if I can trust Virgil, but mainly because she doesn't come back. We know she doesn't come back, so he could be lying. You know, that's the thing. Basically, she takes off with Virgil, and that is where we're at right now. So we literally have almost described the entire journey of Michonne. We only have one more episode, I'm pretty sure, of Michonne's story left, and then that'll conclude her story. So I'm sure we'll probably do one more Michonne tribute once she's actually gone, but just leading up to her last episode, she's an amazing character. I mean, this is a long spotlight, but she is an amazing character. And by the way, guys, of course, you know, if you want to suggest the next character spotlight video, you guys can do that in the comment section below. Who do you want to see a character spotlight video next week? But, you know, there weren't too many characters that you guys wanted to see for this week, so I figured this is a good week to kind of, you know, talk about her character. She's going to be leaving, and, you know, she's one of the best characters. In my opinion, and maybe you guys disagree, she is the best female character in The Walking Dead. So, it's going to be a really tough time to see her go from the show. So, So, yeah, anyway, stupid. Anyway, so, write your comments in the comment section below. What do you think about Michonne's character? And, you know, do you like her? What are some of the decisions she made throughout the show that maybe you didn't like? Maybe knocking out Rick, or I don't know. She really hasn't done that many dumb decisions. Like, she really, honestly, thinks things through a lot. I love it. I think she's an awesome character. I'm really excited to see what they do with her final episode with Virgil. And yeah, anyway, guys, I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're new here, click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my Walking Dead videos. Follow Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, and of course, I will catch you guys really soon for another. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.